Hello everybody, welcome to April 2018's pickups. I think what I'm going to do is spread this month's pickups into next month's as well and just put them over weekly periods. Because it is that time of year where I'm going to start getting just an insane amount of stuff. That's how it is every summer, normally like May, June, July. There's just so much stuff to be had, so I am probably going to do like 3 or 4 15-minute videos instead of just 1 hour long video. I think that makes more sense to me. But, just gonna hop right into it. This is the stuff I got from the first flea market I went to. There is this Dark Souls 2 disc here, which I think was a rental or something with that around the ring there. But, this was $1. There's a lady I go to there frequently that has a $1 table where she puts her loose games that she can't sell. She just puts them all out for $1, so I appreciate that. Next up, again for $1, is the Forgotten Realms Archives. I got this because it has the Golden Book games right here, but it has all of the Forbidden Realms games. I think there's 12 total, so that's really neat. I will play them. It actually ties into something I get later this month as well, which I'll probably show in a different video. Next up, I have Tomb Raider 2 starring Lara Croft. I love the Tomb Raider games. Everybody should love the Tomb Raider games, they're fantastic. I like the way the disc looks too, that bright red is really nice. But, it's a decent game. Not as good as the first in my opinion, but I don't know if that's a universal opinion. I think it's actually the other way around for most people. Next up, from the same lady who has the dollar table, I got NCAA Football 13, because it's only $1, and the NCAA football games are only going to get harder to find. And I know 14 is the big money one, but 13 sometimes can go for something. Usually on the 360 it goes for like 10. On the PS3 it goes for like 6 to 8 or something like that. So not a huge amount, but enough to make me get it for $1. I'll hold on to it for a while, see what happens. Next up, I don't remember... Well, I remember this show, but I don't know if anybody else does, because it was a pile of trash. It is Skeleton Warriors. I think this is based on the TV show of the same name. But if it is, that's an awful, awful television series. This was $1 as well. So, I mean, a PS1 game for $1 that I didn't have, even if it's based on something that's trash, I'll take it. Next up is Siphon Filter the Omega Strain. I've had Siphon Filter 1 and I've been looking for Siphon Filter 2 forever, but I just can't find it. It's not an expensive game or anything, I just don't want to buy it. Because I know I'll find it the second I buy it. But, this game is decent. It's not fantastic. It's a Siphon Filter game. If you've played Siphon Filter, you know what it is. It is complete. I got it in a bundle with something that somebody else I went to the flea market wanted, so that was like $1. Then, this was also $1. It is 50-cent Bulletproof. Laugh at this game all you want, but I played 50-cent Blood on the Sand first, and I actually thought that was a really good game. So I'm hoping that this game is just as good. It is complete. It's in pretty good shape, to be fair. Hopefully it's as good as Blood on the Sand, because I think Blood on the Sand was an excellent game. So I have my hopes pretty high for that one. Next up, I got this just because of the name, because it looks like Excitebike. I think it's in the same series. If it's not, then it's similar. But I played this a little bit, and it feels a lot like Excitebike. The controls are really funky, but, I mean, it has a lot of the same, like, point modifiers and whatnot. So, this game's actually really fun. It's also complete, so I'm pretty happy with that. It's in great shape as well. Even the manual is crispy. But, that was also $1. That was from an older lady at the flea market. I've been trying to record video at the flea markets, but it's just so... It's so weird. It doesn't feel right. Next up we have The Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. I found this, I think, last month on the PS2. If not last month, the month before that. But this is it on the GameCube. I think this is just the disc, if I remember right. Yeah, this one's just the disc, which is fine. Whoa. But, still a decent game. I think this is, like I said last time, that's how a Hulk game should be. and I stick by that. Next up, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the GameCube. This game is a monstrous letdown in my opinion, so I'm not even going to give it time, but I got it with the Hulk game. Together they were $3, so not too bad. Then I got this Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland game on the Game Boy Advance. This was $1. I think the woman I bought it from said she was selling it for her grandson or grandniece or something like that. I don't remember which one she said. But then I got this stack of manuals here. I paid, I think it was $7 for all these manuals, which isn't that great, but one manual here makes up for that, which is basically what I wanted. Pokemon Stadium. I needed this manual. It's not an expensive manual whatsoever. It only goes for like $5. But I needed it. I didn't have it, so that is a plus. Then there was Tiny Toons Adventures Buster Busts Loose. I don't think this will ever go for anything, but I mean, I'll hold on to it. Tiny Toons are neat. Then we have this awful manual for Bubsy in Claws Encounters of the Furred Kind. Train's going by if you can hear that, my bad. But the manual is kind of neat, but the game is awful. The game is really bad. Next up, another game that's not great on the Super Nintendo is Draken. It's okay, it's just not particularly great. Manual again is kind of neat. Has some good artwork in it and whatnot, but it's okay. This one I needed because I found this game forever ago. That is Killer Instinct. This is not a cheap manual either. I think this one goes for like roughly maybe like 7 or 8, which is pretty nice. But I need this one, so I'm keeping that one. I also need this one. It is Mario Paint. Not the worst condition either. The cover is a little sloppy and the back is sloppy, but the pages themselves are nice. And then this was the one that paid for the lot, basically. It is Congo's Caper, Super Nintendo game by Data East. I don't really know if this is a good game or not. I've never played it, but I saw it and I recognized it that it's not a cheap game. So I figured even the manual would go for something, and luckily I was correct in that assumption. So those were the manuals I got. $7 for all of them, not too bad. Then I got all of these that I'm going through were at the flea market. I still have a bunch of movies and VHSs, so I'm going to do them now. I got this Shonen Jump Naruto Shippuden Volume 1 DVD. Never seen Shippuden, so I figure give it a shot. Why not, right? I saw the original one and I liked it a lot, so we'll see if this is any good. Who knows? And then one of the series that I very much so enjoyed when I was, I don't want to say when I was younger, because this is more of an adult show, but when I was in a phase where I would watch this kind of stuff constantly. I like the genre a lot. It is AD Police Files. This is File 1. I also got File 2 and File 3. These are basically detective shows, and I think they're really cool. They also have these images on the side if you stack them all up together. I love VHS tapes that do that. But they're still in their cellophane too. They're open, but they left the cellophane on, and I love it when people do that because it keeps the boxes in such nice shape. But like I said, this is basically a police, like a space police, like crime-solving sort of show. I think it's really cool. I like it. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend watching it. And then this one I've never heard of in my entire life. It is Battle Royale High School. No idea what it is, but I picked it up because it was cheap. I got these VHSs. There were 9 of them for $7, and then I got this one and the next one, I think for $2. So, not too bad. I've never seen that one again, so I'll let you know if it's any good, possibly. This was the only one I got with that one. It is Macross Plus. Of course, I know what Macross Plus is. This is part 1, which is why I got it. If it was like part 6 or something, I wouldn't get it. But Macross Plus, Macross is obviously amazing. I thoroughly enjoy Mecha, even though a lot of people don't like it anymore, because it was so overly saturated in like the 90s, like mid to early, or early to mid 90s. This one I was excited about. Not only is it sealed, which I think is really cool, but it's 801 TTS Airbats. I don't know if anybody else particularly enjoyed this, but it's an OVA. It's basically the main character is like a airplane mechanic, I think. It's a boy. It's kind of like it's a really weird show. The guy, I think he gets like transferred to these girls' division. It's like an all-female pilots, and he gets transferred to their division, and it's like a little bit of a harem going on. Contains nudity, so I mean, you know, what are you gonna do? But these were all from the flea market. I got them as a big lot. So then there's these ones are also sealed. This is Pat Labor. This is Volume 2. Yeah, Volume 2 and Volume 3. I don't think these make anything like that, but they are sealed, so I picked them up because they do. I guess we'll never know what it is, but they do something. These are both sealed. This one is actually very good. Pat Labor Mobile Police is an excellent show. This is actually one that I highly recommend. If you haven't seen this one, incredible. It's actually an incredible show. You should watch it if you like older anime. These next 3, I think, are the best, because they're what I personally like the best. This one I put my last VHS protector on. I need to get more of them. But it is the infamous Castle of Caligristo. Amazing movie. Very, 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 very good movie. Of course, it is headed by the Studio Ghibli famed now, Hayao Miyazaki. Excellent movie. Lupin, the third movies, and the shows and whatnot are always amazing, but this one in particular, it's so good. If you haven't seen Castle of Caligristo, please take the time to watch it. It's amazing. Great humor, but it's also adult, but it's also for kids, so it's just excellent. Then Lupin the Third, The Mystery of Mamo. Like I said, Lupin the Third normally is more of a adult show, but you know, I think this one is the best example of Lupin the Third as an adult show. But excellent movie. Highly recommend any Lupin the Third, so long as you're old enough. And then another VHS I got here was another one where they left the cellophane on, which is nice. Lupin the Third, Tales of the Wolf. Lupin the Third is just, it's amazing. Everything Lupin the Third, well, not everything, there were some things that aren't particularly great, namely the newer ones, but the old ones are all amazing. If you haven't seen any Lupin the Third, I would highly recommend it. Again, so long as you're of age. Last thing I got at the flea market, I'm going to throw in right here. It is a, as you can see, it is a Donkey Konga set. It is in the box, which is very nice. Sorry. The game itself is in immaculate condition. Looks almost never played, if I had to guess. If I had to guess, it was played a little bit or never, one of the two, because it's in just such nice shape. The box looks great too. But the bongos themselves, as you'll see, are still in the plastic wrap, and they have next to no scratching on the actual white part of the bongos, which normally, if you've ever bought Donkey Kongas before, they're scratched to all disbelief. But these ones look new. They're either new or very, very sparingly used. The box makes it look a lot worse than it actually is, because the box isn't in the best condition, I'm not going to lie to you. But Donkey Konga's kind of neat. That's what I got there. Then I got, right here, I got one thing from a thrift store. Well, from this thrift store, I got one thing. This is the 5 for $1 thrift store. It is Barbarella, Queen of the Galaxy. It is Jane Fonda, who I'm Jane fond of, but sorry, but I love the Barbarella movies. I think they are incredible. This is 1960s cinema at its peak, in my opinion. And then the final things were from another thrift store. I've been to this one before. It's the thrift store before the Goodwill, if you've seen any of my other videos. I didn't get this first, but I'm going to show it first. When I went up to pay for everything else I got, they had this Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game book. I don't think it has... Oh, well, it has this in it. I don't know what that is. The Card of Safe Return, sure. It had that in it, but it doesn't have any other cards in it. I just wanted it because the book is neat, and they charged me, I think, 40 cents or something like that for it. So, I will take that for 40 cents. I think it looks neat, and it'll go well next to my other one. And then the last couple things for this video, I got this Pokemon Ranger on the DS. I took the price tag off of it. Well, it was $1.99. You'll see it in the little video. Then I got Yu Yu Hakusho Ghost Files Spirit Detective. Was also either $1.99 or $2.99. I don't remember. And then Mario Tennis Power Tour here. Excellent game. And Donkey Kong Country 2 as well. All of those were the same price, and then the one that was a little bit more expensive was the King of Fighters on the original Xbox, 2003 and 2002. It was $6.99. It says on it that it doesn't have the 2003 disc, which is the truth, but I have that disc, luckily, loose. So now I have that game complete. But I think that'll do it for this video. I think like 18 minutes is long enough. But thank you very much for watching, everybody. I do sincerely hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you very soon, actually. I'll see you probably later on in the week. Thank you very much for watching once again.